Okay, just alright. I want to spotlight together notes. At first, we want to introduce with you all. Then we will start our session. So, welcome, ma'am, from USA, and welcome, ma'am, from Tunisia. We have about 14 minutes. 14 minutes. So
Will be
we will be
started.
started our session. There about 650 teachers are registered with us, and we have
Abdul Salam,
organized
if you can
initiative.
speak, the ma'am can share her screen. Check, only check. Ida ma'am, you can share your screen.
Okay, sure. Let me do that. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. So give me 1 second here.
Good morning. Good morning. And mine Bangladesh, good night.
Yeah.
So you should see my screen now.
Sorry to disturb you.
Yeah. Fine, fine. We can see.
Yes. Oh, it's
Very nice.
we can find your screen.
So I'm glad you all.
Yes.
Sorry.
We will start about three program in Buncee in 2 months, January and February, so that we hope that it will be help us be established in our country. Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, it is the first session in Bangladesh about Buncee. So we are not prepared. Me and Mr. Salam, we are not just prepared. We can just to try all of our best. You can help me.
Yeah,
Okay,
of course. And you found Hedia, who is a really great ambassador, actually. So it's really good timing.
Yeah. And also she's also expert. And she also said to me about yourself when I have met with her, and I have also seen many YouTube video yours, YouTube videos,
Buncee,
and Hadia ma'am's
writing animation is very effective. The students are very enjoy.
Well, I hope that it helps you during the your teaching in your classroom for sure. It's actually funny. I mean, we'll start the presentation in just a bit, but we started it with really all students in mind. And so what ended up happening is it became so powerful that the teachers also became, users of it. So while it's still very easy for young kids, obviously it's still easy enough where, educators, adults, just post-secondary folks can also take use of it. So when does the school year start in Bangladesh?
Ma'am, in March we are closed. In March we cannot. About March our schools closed down. Here, that we can in December we can. Our government should take an assignment, and then we can in this year we can start newly. We can our government in this month now we can stay at home. Our student stay at home.
So you're on vacation now, or just on lockdown?
Yes, lockdown.
Yeah, okay.
Not lockdown, but
it's still lockdown.
Also lockdown.
I see. Yeah. Our cases here in the US became pretty high. But otherwise,
Yes.
I think our students are partial, some going to school, some are not.
Yeah. Ma'am, can you start
I
your
can
schools? Yes.
I can some question about Buncee.
Yeah.
Mr. Nazmul sir. Nazmul
Yeah.
sir. Actually, we can talk with our honorable ma'am because she will discuss with us. So we will start our program after 10
Okay.
minutes. So
Okay.
we can we at first want to request our Buncee a trial version for 1 month, you know that, and ability to use the trial version for two or 3 months in our country, because most of the educators of Bangladesh are new age. They are very impressive to use the Buncee in our country. So at first they want to use the trial version. So we request you will help us to increase 1 to 2 or 3 months the trial version. Okay, ma'am. We only request you. So we
Yeah,
will be gather
sure.
our
So what
knowledge
we can do
and we will
is,
use it in our
yeah, so I don't have the
yeah.
registration. So what we can do is coordinate, on Facebook so that we could, see how to make it work.
Yes, yes,
We
yes.
every day we can see your Facebook page, and we can sometime we can post your group, Buncee group.
Yep. So yes, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I'm excited to get started, and obviously you'll be learning a lot from Hedia as well. Hedia is really amazing, always sharing all the new badges that she earns. So if you're new to Buncee, you'll see that you can also earn badges, but amazing Buncee's amazing badges that she's earned. She's even earned more badges and rewards than I have myself actually using Buncee.
We can see Microsoft added in Buncee.
Yes. Are you so if you won't mind sharing some clarification. So in Bangladesh, you're using more Microsoft versus Google?
Ma'am, we actually use free Microsoft free. Some teacher use my Office 365 by
Okay.
but we can we free. We use free Microsoft Team free.
No, that's great. So you still have access to Microsoft Teams then.
But our government is not to buy.
Yeah, and Microsoft Teams is a great application to be able to use. So should I get started or do we wait a few minutes?
Okay, ma'am. We are very happy to this seminar because it is the first seminar in Bangladesh about Buncee. We are happy to our ma'am, Idara ma'am. She will. She's the co-operator and organizer of Buncee, and she is in the USA. Actually, we can decide that 3 p.m. in Bangladesh, but she will not attend this time because in USA then 4 a.m. So we can decide that to talk ma'am and others, and then we can decide at the 7 p.m. in Bangladesh time, and then ma'am we can join with us. Mr. Atikur Rahman, are you present here? Hello.
There, Nazmul Haq sir.
Yes.
Are you hear me?
Okay, yes.
Okay, thank you. I am MD Ashraful Alam from Bangladesh Education Officer. I talk some topics. Our honorable guest speaker, ma'am, said that are you know that Google versus Team. What is the mean about Google versus and Microsoft Office or Teams? I know from our honorable guest, ma'am.
Sorry, I don't think I understand the question. As in, how do we work with Google or how do we work with Microsoft?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so we have a few different integrations, or actually several integrations with both platforms. So it's not like we only use Microsoft or we only work with Google. We actually work with both. So depending on your use of Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams, there's a lot of different integrations that we do have. So for example, on Google Classroom, if you use Google Classroom, we make it easy for you to be able to create your Buncees on Buncee, of course, and then share it directly to Google Classroom. And if you're using, let's say, the school roster synchronization with Google, you'll actually be able to recreate all of your accounts. And you'll be able to synchronize all of your accounts over from Buncee to Google Classroom so that you don't have to actually recreate each of them. Equally said with Microsoft. So with Microsoft, we have a lot of different integrations. So whether it's with Teams, Immersive Reader, OneNote, there's a lot of different ways that you could actually use Buncee with Microsoft too.
Okay, thank you, madam. It seems to me these two platforms, this is the best platform is Microsoft Office or Microsoft Teams, because there are many education projects in Microsoft Teams in free version Microsoft Education. But we attend last day a seminar in Google Meet, but 250 participants. Google Meet, this was a paid version, but Google Meet crashed.
Indian, this is Indian and USA program. Yesterday we can join, but at last the speaker will this
program live in
YouTube.
So you did a YouTube live session?
Yes, YouTube live session.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan of both platforms, both YouTube Live as well as Microsoft Teams. Obviously, I use Microsoft Teams more often, though.
Right. There are many projects or many software integrate in Microsoft Teams. That is Microsoft Office laptop version and another version from website. They are integrated, and Microsoft Teams are the most powerful apps and high priority apps in Microsoft Corporation. They are integrated many project or many software, etc., and they update in weekly or monthly, regularly. Thanks.
Yeah, I agree. They're a great team. We're very good friends actually with the people who built Microsoft Teams.
Right. We are try. I am Ashraf Alam, Education Officer, Marketing Shoda, and our team, Nazmul Haq sir, and especially Salam sir, Honorable host this session. We try to establish and etc. There are many professors, government college. Their advice or help to establish in Microsoft Teams in Bangladesh. So I want to help from you. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, we are working with Microsoft.
We are trying to establish in Bangladesh through Microsoft Teams because our government will not to take action in this situation. So we can free Microsoft Teams we can start it because we are trying to this benefits of Microsoft Teams. We can exchange our student and our assessment. Many of the topics related Microsoft Teams, student, teacher, and our others situation. We can then very easily we can exchange the education relative system.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I can do? Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nazmul Haq. I share or add something with Nazmul Haq, sir. Microsoft Teams not only, I seems to me this is a umbrella or chain of command in institute or organization. Thank you.
Mr. Abdul Salam, are you join? Mr. Salam, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, sorry. My laptop was restart. Yes, I can hear you properly. I'm extremely sorry.
All right.
I am extremely sorry because my laptop was discharged. I have also joined with you, and we want to start our session. Our participant will be joining with us. So I want to
Okay, great.
spotlight some of our guests. Then we will start. Just a second.
Okay, I request to opportunity 1 minute to share my idea in honorable guest. I request honorable guest to display your presentation integrated Microsoft Teams and Buncee. I request honorable guest speaker, ma'am, to display when our session is start. We display integrated Microsoft Teams and Buncee.
Yeah, sure. So what I'll do is, I don't have everyone's email, of course, but I'll also share the resource of how you can integrate both.
Please, Ada, please.
Yep.
We started now the session because there's a problem of time.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So
We started now.
Hania, do you see my screen?
Okay, I will mute you.
Everybody mute your microphone. Mr.
Yes.
Salam sir, you can start it.
Dear participant, please mute your microphone. Dear participant, please mute your microphone. Otherwise, I will mute all so that you can't unmute yourself. Okay. Okay, I'm going to.
Sir Abdul Salam,
Sir, okay, please, Nadman sir, I'm sharing my screen. Just wait. Okay. Okay, please wait. Dear participant, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome from Bangladesh. I'm Abdul Salam, assistant teacher. It Mohila Alim Madrasa, Sylhet division from Bangladesh. I'm MI expert and Flipgrid student boys ambassador. And welcome our honorable guest, Ada Gymnast from USA, and our honorable guest, Walaikum Assalam Warahmatullah. Hedia Rahi from Tunisia. Welcome, ma'am. And there are also many educators from different countries. Welcome to our virtual webinar on Buncee in education. I am going to share my screen. Dear sir, please. My screen is visible, sir. Nazmul sir.
yes,
My PowerPoint presentation is visible.
Not in presentation, not visible.
No.
Yes,
Yes.
now visible. Yes,
Okay.
continue. Yeah,
My
ma'am.
screen is visible.
Now your screen is not.
Ma'am, skin.
PowerPoint presentation.
No.
No. It's the screen of
No.
Microsoft Teams.
Okay.
It was here, now it's gone again.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. I think it's visible now, right?
Now
No.
it's not visible. Now it's coming.
Okay, please check it again.
No, it's not. Yes, now it's visible.
Nazmul sir.
Visible.
Yes, visible.
Nazmul sir, my screen visible.
Yes, your skin is
Yes,
visible.
Mr. Salam sir, are you visible? Please
You are
continue.
visible. You are visible. But your internet is unstable.
Now it's gone again.
No, sir. Okay, I'm going to continue. Yes. It will be visible. That's right.
Yes, now your screen is visible.
You can present slide.
It's visible. I think it's visible because I can
Yes.
find it.
Yeah, this is visible.
Okay.
Quite okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, it's visible now.
Okay, Naman sir, okay?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Please
Okay.
continue. Mr. Salam sir, continue.
Okay. Welcome.
Your screen has stopped.
Yes.
Now it's going on.
Welcome to the virtual webinar on Buncee in education in Bangladesh. This is the first time we have organized this virtual webinar on Buncee in my country. We are really proud. I think it will be okay because there are also bad network connection issue. You can. I think it's okay. Nazmul sir, okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Continue.
we can hear you.
Mr.
We
Nazmul,
can hear
please
you.
respond me.
Okay, continue.
We can hear you.
I'm Abdul Salam. I'm a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert and Philippine Student Voice Ambassador and also athlete community leader. I'm really proud to meet with you in this virtual Buncee. Yeah, thank you, sir. Yes, okay. This is our honorable guest today's session, Buncee in Education. Our first speaker, Hedia Rahi from Buncee Educator, Buncee Ambassador from PVZia, and our honorable guest, Ida Siemens from USA, Community and Partnership of Buncee from USA. She's a member of Buncee, and I'm the host from Bangladesh. And you know that our topic is Buncee in education. How can we use Buncee in our classroom? We want to learn more about it. And our guest speakers, first guest speakers, Hedia Rahi from Tunisia, Buncee Ambassador. She will be discussing with us, ma'am, you will be discussing with us the basic idea of Buncee. After your session, honorable guest, chief guest, Edha Siemens, Community and Partnership of Buncee from USA. You will be discuss also the basic idea of Buncee. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, our honorable guest. Just start our first speaker, Hedia Rahi, ma'am. Please start your session. Share your screen now. I'm going to end my session. Share my screen. Rahi, ma'am, please share your screen and introduce yourself and introduce with us about the Buncee. How can we use the Buncee in our classroom?
Hi, sir. So this is Ida. I'm actually going to go first. I was coordinating with Hedia. So I'll do an introduction to
Are you
Buncee.
here? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? This is Ida. So I will actually be presenting first.
Mr. Salam sir, you can, Ida ma'am, you can, okay.
All right, so I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Rahi, ma'am, can you hear me?
So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
We see your
We can
screen.
see your
Hello
screen.
and welcome in this Buncee session.
Yes, thank you. And also welcome to everyone too. So I'll do a quick introduction to myself before we get started, as well as I'd like for Hedia also to share a little bit about herself before I officially present. But again, my name is Ida Jimenez. So we may have met on social media or in some capacity online, but it's great to be here with all of you. So I work here with the Buncee team, and as Hedia knows, I have the opportunity here to work with different educators around the world. And that's really actually how I got in touch with Hedia. So Hedia is a great ambassador of ours who will actually dive into a more detailed training. So for this session, what I'm going to do is give a little bit of an overview about Buncee, what features you have access to, and show you just ways and examples that educators as well as students in our community are using the tool to really just make learning fun and engaging. And so I'm really excited to have Hedia with me today because she'll be able to share from her experience all the different ways that she's been using it, especially in Tunisia, for herself as well as with her students. And so with that, Hedia, do you want to just share a little bit about yourself before I start presenting?
Okay, ma'am.
Hedia, ma'am, are you here?
Yes.
Hedia, do you want to just introduce yourself quickly before I start speaking?
Yes. In fact, I'm Hedia Riahi, French teacher in Mazer Abdelrahman Preparatory School. I'm Buncee ambassador. I'm Wacklet ambassador. I'm global trainer teacher. I'm a member of E-Twinning Europe and E-Twinning Tunisia, and I try to success with my students who are loving a lot Buncee, and I will show their work in this session and in the second session. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Hedia. So with that, let me go ahead and get started. I know we're a little short on time here. So as I mentioned, what I'll do is just cover a super brief overview about what features are available to you as a teacher as well as to your students as you get started with Buncee. In addition to that, what I'll do is actually share you the different examples of how people are implementing in their class. And then I'll pass it over to Hedia, who will be able to just go into a more detailed walkthrough. And so as I know, everyone is largely new to Buncee, so I'm excited to be here with all of you. And so as you see on my screen, this is a little bit of a summary about what Buncee is. And the way that we think of it is it's really meant to be a very fun, easy, creative tool where you're able to have a lot of creative flexibility to bring it to your classroom for whatever purpose that you'd like to achieve. So as you'll notice on my screen, people are using it to support blended learning, flipping their classroom, really to encourage student voice, engage their parents. There's so many different possibilities of what you can actually use Buncee for to really try to liven up and especially engage your students, whether it's in a remote environment or in a physical classroom. And so just as its heart, really Buncee is a big platform. So many different features, so many different components to it. But to start it off, what we call Buncee is really a content creation tool. And so it's a content creation tool where you're easily able to create and share visually engaging forms of content. And so when you access the tool itself, what you'll notice on my screen is that there's a lot of different media options that you could take advantage of right within Buncee. And so you have access to over thousands of different graphics. On the left-hand side, you'll notice there's stickers, emojis, 3D images, animations. All of this are educationally safe and focused so that you don't have to worry about, your students finding inappropriate content, but at the same time, you can find really awesome, relevant graphics to be able to make your content a lot more engaging. In addition to that, aside from being able to find these, stickers, these animations or so, you'll also be able to search the web right from Buncee. So if you're looking to use Buncee to create, research projects or find images or videos right from the web, you can actually find different Creative Commons licensed images right within Buncee. as well as different web videos. So including from NASA, Capstone, National Geographic. There's even Khan Academy for Kids, the Met. So many educational content videos that you could find, all safe, all that you can actually use, and you don't have to worry about your students searching from YouTube. But at the same time, you have all of these different resources to support you as you aim to create your content in Buncee. And mind you as well, as I mentioned with these web images, all of these are Creative Commons licensed, which means that if you use these images that you find from Buncee, they're safe for you to use. You have all of the image attributions so that you don't have to worry about your students finding something that they're not allowed to use, you know, like those images that are copyright if they're searching just openly from Google or from Bing search as well. So that's one of the great benefits of when you're searching for these images right from Buncee. So aside from being able to search the web, of course, you can also add a personalized touch into your Buncee creations. So you could record your own video as well as your own audio right within Buncee. And last but not least, if you want to be able to use Buncee for, you know, creating assignments or so for your students, you can also add free response questions as well as multiple choice questions. So given all of this, what you'll notice is that there's a lot of different media options for you to take advantage of right within Buncee, really with our hope to be able to support any classroom, whether it's a teacher or a student, to be able to just easily create and express their learning without any sort of limitation. And so what you'll notice is that with all of the different media options available to you, that you can create whatever you'd like. So on my screen, you'll see that there's so many different examples of what people are actually using Buncee for as they get started in their classroom. So you can imagine, you know, creating visual word problems, you know, book reports, interactive research reports, book worksheets, presentations, digital stories, review cards. Really, honestly, the possibilities are endless. So there's a lot of creative opportunity for you to be able to just use Buncee for in the classroom. And so, as I mentioned in the beginning, Buncee is a big platform. So at its heart, you could create content, but realistically, it's a big platform with a lot of other features really to be able to support you as a teacher as well as your students. So I'm just going to quickly cover what are the features that your students can also take advantage of when they get started in Buncee. And so, of course, as you create your content on Buncee, you have a lot of different ways to be able to share them, whether it's for online or offline access. So that includes being able to share to Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, Facebook, Twitter. You could send it as an email or even as an RSVP, all of this right within Buncee itself. In addition to that, if you'd like, you can also download it for offline access. So you could download your Buncees that you create as either a PDF or as a PNG image as well. Beyond this, of course, that once you start creating your content, you obviously want to be able to have a discussion around it. So at the same time, aside from creating your content, you can also engage your students in a discussion. So they could leave comments on each other's work. They could also react on each other's work. So it's a great way for you to be able to have your students create work and get an authentic audience and do it in a very safe environment and get connected no matter where they are. Of course, again, like I mentioned very in the super beginning, but aside from creating the content, our hope is to be able to engage our students no matter what that age is. So right within Buncee, you can also unlock different badges as well as rewards. So we try to make learning fun and engaging. So our students can actually unlock badges for, you know, how many Buncees they create, whether they submit their assignments on time or in a row, or even if they want to be able to engage in discussion or contribute to other people's work, they can actually unlock a badge for that. And so there's a lot of different ways that our students can actually have fun and get engaged. So those are just quickly some of the features that are available to our students, but I'll quickly summarize here some of the other features that we have provided to support you as a teacher as you look to teach with Buncee. So beyond just creating your Buncees, obviously from scratch, you know, with all of those different media options, we also provide you thousands of templates, of course, educationally focused, but at the same time, also for beyond the classroom use. So you could find templates for different subject areas as well as different grade levels to help inspire you as you get started with Buncee. But inspiration can obviously take so many different forms. So we also offer an Ideas Lab, a feature called Ideas Lab, which is a library where you'll be able to access right from your dashboard, and you'll see it on my screen. You'll see different examples of Buncees that different educators around the world have shared and contributed their examples and ways of how they've used Buncee in their classroom. And there's a associated template for that. So Ideas Lab is a great way for you to find classroom ready activities that are teacher tested and ready for you to be able to also use and learn how to actually bring Buncee into your classroom, no matter what that subject that you teach is. Other features that are available to you, because there's a lot, is obviously you can easily create collections of resources too. So if you want to be able to put all of your resources in one place, you can also share it out to your students so that they have everything as a collection very easily. Of course, like I mentioned in the beginning, you can also use Buncee to create your assignments. So you could push your Buncees as assignments to your kids. At the same time, grade their progress, see what they're creating, and give them grades and feedback on the work that they've produced. And last but not least, because those were my other features, but as one gentleman mentioned in the beginning, yes, we are fully integrated with both Google Classroom and Microsoft. And so what you'll notice is that we have Google Classroom has a lot of different ways for us to be able to use it. You could share your Buncees directly from Buncee into Google Classroom, so that if you are using Google Classroom as your LMS, you could totally just grab your Buncees and post it over there as well and continue the work there. But as well with Microsoft, they have a lot of different products for their classrooms. So you'll notice that you can actually use Buncee with Microsoft Teams. We have actually 6 different integrations and ways that you can actually use Buncee with Microsoft Teams. So I'll share the resource for that. You can use Buncee with Microsoft Immersive Reader. So as you'll notice, every Buncee actually has the ability to launch Immersive Reader. So that's a really powerful support for your students, as well as OneNote. We have the web app, as well as we're part of the Flipgrid Discovery Library. So a lot of different ways that you could use Buncee with Microsoft and Google too. And so with that, of course, because this is an MIE community, I did want to share some of the other courses that we have made available through the Learning Center in Microsoft, the Microsoft Education Center. So if you take a screenshot of this page, you'll see the bit.ly link that should link to our relevant Microsoft course. We have a course that we've produced with Microsoft that's of course free for you to be able to take advantage of, where you'll be able to learn how to use Buncee with Microsoft to support SEL or social and emotional learning. If you're in the library or media space, you'll also be able to learn how to bring in that innovation into your library. And then for the other courses, you have the opportunity to take the course to learn how to improve your students' writing with Buncee, as well as how to actually, just as an introduction, learn how to do blended and personalized learning with Buncee. So please take a screenshot of this. This will be a great resource for you to follow up with as well. And of course, I can't end the session without sharing the importance of data. So please note that we do not collect any student information. We have obviously no advertisements, etc. With Buncee, your data is secure, whether you're a teacher or a student. So we are obviously privacy focused as a company, so you'll keep note of that. And with that, my last sentiment obviously is that one of our educators really shared one of her sentiments, so I want to share that. So Buncee has allowed me to provide a one-stop landing place for my students to help me progress monitor their goals. In the past, I would focus on so many applications that I would become overwhelmed. One of the many positives of Buncee is that it allows me to take parts of so many different apps and have it all at my fingertips. So this is exactly what some of our hope for Buncee. While it's meant to be very easy for our kids, you know, whether you're a kindergartner or a first grader, to be able to use Buncee, it's so powerful that even you as an educator, an adult, or even a post-secondary student are able to take advantage and actually use the tool very easily. And so our hope is to be able to support our students, teachers, and administrators as they get started with their learning. And so that's my quick summary about all of the different features that are available in Buncee. This is my contact information, so I encourage you to get in touch with me if you have any questions. After this session, our organizers will be able to share your access code as well. to be able to extend your account access. But here's my information. And what I'm going to do now is, if you want to take a screenshot of this, I encourage you to also join our Buncee Educators group. This is where you'll be able to get in touch with our community to be able to learn the ins and outs of Buncee. So with that, I'm just going to quickly show a few different examples just so that you have an understanding of how people are using Buncee in the classroom. So this is actually an example of a lesson that was created by a teacher that I made a copy of, but this is an example of a lesson made by a teacher using Buncee. So what you'll notice is, like I mentioned, you have a lot of different graphics for you to take advantage of. So you'll notice that they were able to put these different graphics together. There's also a free response question that they were able to embed. So you'll notice that it's interactive, so you can actually type directly into the free response question. So it's a really great example just to show you how interactive a Buncee lesson can actually be. So once this loads, you'll notice that as I move to the next page, the teacher, in fact, actually embeds a YouTube video that she searched right within Buncee. So you could play videos directly on the platform. And then, of course, at the same time, you can also see all of the different graphics that are pulled. All of these stickers are made on Buncee. Again, this teacher also added animations and a free response question. So you'll notice that you could type, again, your work into it. So this is just an example of how a teacher was able to create a lesson. And so some of the great benefits, of course, is that as you create on Buncee, you'll notice that it's very visually engaging for us as a viewer, but also more importantly for our students who, don't have that opportunity to be able to see you face to face. So they need a lot more ways to get engaged. But you'll notice all of these different graphics that are available to support you. And yeah, you can build all these amazing scenes. All of the stickers, animations are created from Buncee, and you'll be shocked to know that all of them are educationally focused too. So this is a great example just to show you how interactive, visually engaging a Buncee can be from a teacher's perspective. But other examples I'll just quickly highlight here is just to show you how people are using it for different subject areas. So we just covered how someone's able to create a lesson on it with just different resources available. But this is just an example where a teacher is actually teaching Chinese using Buncee. So what you'll notice is that he recorded his own video right within Buncee, so he'll be able to play it directly. So you'll be able to have your students see you still. At the same time, they'll be able to listen to you. You could also type in the language of your keyboard. As you'll notice, they're typing in Chinese in this one. And you'll also be able to record your own audio. So this is great when you have students that are still learning a new language, and at the same time, they want to be able to see you as you're still teaching them, right? So you could also play audio right from over here, and at the same time you'll see the different pictures that are pulled. So it's a great example of how you can actually bring that interactivity to your students, especially when you're trying to teach them remotely. Sorry, give me one second. And then other examples, I just pulled these from our community members, but this is another example of a lesson created by our teachers in the community. So you'll notice, again, visually engaging. This lesson is where they're talking about nouns. So some of the power is that, especially if you're teaching your students a different language or trying to make the content engaging, the fact that you can access all of these different visuals right from Buncee allows them to be able to build that word association that's would be able to support their learning. So yeah, so these are all different examples of how people are actually using Buncee as a teacher. And I'll quickly go through other ways. So this is another example created by one of our ambassadors, Iman Shaheen, who she's an ambassador based out of Palestine. But she actually uses Buncee to create like a resource library or even to create a hyperdoc. So what you'll notice is that, you know, when you're talking to your students, it gets overwhelming for them, especially when they're remote, to have so many different resources in so many different places. And so what Iman did was take all of those different resources and applications that she's using and include all of them in a Buncee so that it's very easy for her students to find. They don't have to go from one place to another. And at the same time, it's very visual for them to see. So what you'll notice, as I mentioned here then, is that these are the different resources and topics that she's aiming to teach her kids. And what she has done is added an image of all of the different supporting resources and linked it over here. So you'll notice that every image here has a link to it. So if you click on it, you'll notice that it takes you to the corresponding resource that will teach you more about that lesson. So I thought this was great because, you know, again, like I mentioned, we want to be able to support our students, make it easy for them to find their work, their resources, and at the same time, make it engaging for them. So I thought this was a great example of how a teacher can actually use Buncee to organize her kids. So when I go to the next page, you'll notice that same thing. She also tags all of the different other resources and tools that they're also using, just so that everything, again, is in one place for her kids. And then what you'll notice on the last page is that she even built out a different scene, so it feels like a library. So I thought this was such a creative example of how you could, you know, rather than creating one dull standard document for your kids, actually make it attractive for them to feel like, you know, they're learning in a library. They're going to access all of these different resources that the teacher was able to put together for them. So that's one example. My last two examples that I just wanted to share here is that this is an example of how students are even using Buncee. So this happens to, of course, be from an elementary level. But this is just an example of how a student was even able to create actually a digital story about diversity and the significance and importance of it in society. So you'll notice, again, graphics right from Buncee. You could type in the language of your keyboard. But going forward, you'll notice that it's very easy for them to, with all of the thousands of graphics available, put together and visualize their thoughts in a story for their audience. So I'm just going to go click through the next page. You'll notice that it's a comic book style. And so as the student goes through, you're able to learn a little bit about you know, what the student was thinking when she was creating it. But what's amazing about this is that as a student creates their digital stories on Buncee, the power behind it is that you'll know as a teacher that this is very creative, it's authentic to the students, and that they really internalized this entire story and was able to put it together for you without your students feeling very bored to write it all down. So I thought this was just a great example of how a student was able to literally make an entire book using Buncee. And it really helps encourage them to feel more comfortable with writing and also becoming an author themselves. So I'm clicking through. As you notice, the student actually made 95 pages for her book. So it's pretty awesome. So if you scroll right through, you'll see the entire story going through, the different scenes that she was able to visualize and capture. So I love how the student was able to put all of this together. So that being said, my last example here is just to show you what other ways that our students are using the tool to just get engaged. So this is a project that was actually done under the Ministry of Education for Malaysia, where students around the country actually got together to create a submission about what they've learned about space exploration. And so this is the group Buncee, but you'll notice that this group of students actually made a super visually engaging Buncee where they actually talked about what they've learned and the resources that came to support their work on it. So I love how this came together. It's very visually engaging. And you'll notice, again, it's a great way for you to be able to see your students' work, know it's authentic to them, but at the same time, see how they could deliver it to you creatively. And so again, all of these videos are interactive, so you could play a little bit more about each of them if you'd like, right within Buncee too. So that was my last example. So I know that at this point, we'd love to be able to get started with actually using the tool. So I want to pass over my screen to Ms. Hedia here so that she'll be able to share a little bit more about how you can actually use Buncee now that you've got an introduction, how you can actually use it in your classroom. And so with that, Hedia, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, Hedia ma'am, please share your screen, please.
And so as she gets started with sharing her screen, I think she has a little bit of a delay as she gets started. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to send me an email at idac@buncee.com. So thank you so much for listening in. And I hope that you learned a little bit more about Buncee and what it has available for you as well as for your students.
Yeah. Hadia ma'am, can you share your screen now?
Dear Salam sir,
Yes.
Salam sir, next honorable guest, what is her name?
Hadia Riahi from India.
I seems to me now he is attendee. Please check your presenter.
He has 2 accounts, so I'm checking his name. That's right. Yeah, she was disconnected. Maybe she was disconnected.
There are so in one account, Hedaya Raiha in below, participant list below.
Okay, ma'am, I think you can now share your screen. Hello. Hadia Rahi, ma'am, please share your screen. You are now presenter, so you can share your screen easily. Just check your connection.
So in the meantime, I think she has a little bit of an internet issue. So what I'll do is, if you don't mind, I'll share my screen for a moment just to show you how to actually get started and sign up. So let me do that.
Okay, ma'am, you can continue.
Yep. So give me 1 second here. So as Hadia gets settled back with her internet, so what you'll notice is that to get started with your Buncee account, what you're going to do is head to buncee.com. So it's buncee.com. And then once you do that, you'll have, all right. So I think Hadia's back. So there we go. So to sign up, just head to buncee.com.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe she's trying to share her screen.
Yep.
Ma'am, again your website.
Edha ma'am, I think you can continue. She will be back. Okay. It's okay. Thank you, Rahi ma'am. Just continue. Try to share your screen again, Hadia ma'am, please.
Hello?
Yes. Okay, it's okay.
No, I'm not Hedja. I'm a friend of Hedja. Hedja, wait, to be allowed is an introduction.
Okay, it's okay. you are allowed to share your screen, and you can share with us how to create, how to sign up, and how to create a new account, free account. How to create a free account in Buncee? Just share your screen.
Hi Salam, this is Ida again. So I think Hedy is having a little tech issue, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen in the meantime.
Okay.
So,
Please
yeah.
continue, please.
So I'll go ahead share back my screen, but just quickly, because I know Hedia will be able to take it back soon. So again, you're gonna head to buncee.com, and so I'll just walk you through how to create your account. So you'll head to buncee.com. On the top right-hand side, you'll notice that there are two different options. One of which is where you'll be able to log in if you have your own account already. But the other one is how to sign up. So you're going to go ahead and press sign up on the top right-hand side of my screen. And once you do that, you'll see this red button that says get started for free. You're going to go ahead and click that. And what this will do is automatically create your classroom account on Buncee. And so like I mentioned, our organizers are going to be able to share the extended access code so that you'll be able to have it for the 2 full month period. That being said, so the first things first is that when you look at my screen, when you press sign up, you press get started for free, you'll see these 4 different options for you to be able to create your account with. So if you use Microsoft already and you have existing credentials there, or with Google or with Apple, you can create your account using any of these 3 buttons. Otherwise, if you want to be able to create your own account without using your existing ones, you could press the sign up with email. So when you press sign up with email, you're going to go ahead and input, the relevant information, your name, your birthday. Just to clarify, we ask for your birthday because we are COPA compliant. So just to make sure that you could get the right permissions and privacy forms if you're under 13. But yeah, so you'll be able to create your account using the same information as usual. And then once you input everything, you'll just press sign up. And then that will bring you into your account itself. So I'm actually going to log into my own account just so that we could show you how everything works. So give me 1 second here. So I'm going to log in. I already have, of course, have my own Buncee account. And since Hedia is having issue, I'll just continue a little bit while Hedia gets started, because Hedia has a lot of different insights. I'm excited for you to be able to hear from her. So now that I'm logged in, I'm actually logged in as a teacher on Buncee. So what you'll notice is that I'll just quickly summarize the different things that you're looking at. So on the top side of your account, you'll notice that there's 3 different tabs for you to look into. One is the classes tab. So the classes tab is where you're going to be able to create your create your classes, as well as the students that should fall under each of those classes. And this is where you'll be able to create all of the different student usernames, their passwords, and give them that information so that they could log in and have all of the access that you do. So you'll do that in the classes tab. Other things aside from creating your student accounts here, you'll also be able to create your assignments as well. So you'll be able to share them as assignments to your students here. I'll do one example here. So if I click on homeroom, you'll notice that I have a class, of course, already created. I have some students already set up, but you'll also be able to see information such as what Buncees that they have in their account. So this is my student Frank. I'll be able to see what Buncees that they have, what assignments that they've submitted to, as well as what badges that they've already unlocked. And so this is my little demo student. But in any case, this is the place where you'll be able to create your student accounts, as well as to give them assignments and monitor their progress, their work, and what activity they have in their account. And so that's the first tab. The second tab, of course, is where all of the Buncee magic happens. So this is where you'll be able to create new Buncees. You'll notice I created a lot of blank ones for now. But the last tab is the boards tab. So this is that powerful feature where you'll be able to create collections of Buncees and have your students engage in discussion or yourself. So you'll be able to create collections of Buncees, share it out to your class or even to the world beyond, and really sort of get connected with other people and share your work out to an authentic audience. And so we'll cover this as an example later. But
I cannot see your screen.
I'm sorry?
Cannot see your screen.
You can see it? It's
Screen not available.
We can see, sir. We can see.
Yeah, we can see.
Clearly.
We can
Yeah.
We can see. We can see.
Okay. Sorry, maybe we are searching for network.
all right, cool. So thank you for clarifying. Yeah, so these are the three main tabs that you're going to really primarily use. So I'm going to just show you first of all, beyond everything, how to create your Buncee. So when you're on the Buncees tab, there's two options for. I'm sorry? Is that Hedia?
No, ma'am. So, some participant, please, if you have question, I think you can ask the question after the session, okay? Ma'am, please continue.
Je suis là, I'm here, Eda.
Oh, hi Hedia. Welcome back.
I joined.
All right, perfect. So I just covered how to log in. No problem.
Yes.
So I just covered how to log into the account. So if you want to go ahead and show them how to use it and the examples that you've created.
Yes, you can show how to have account, and I will.
Yes,
finish
I've
the
done
work.
so. No problem. So I've already showed how to create the account and how to log in. And so
Okay.
we were just going to show how to create a Buncee. So you could go ahead and take over the screen now.
Okay. I hope I will success to. You see my
Don't
screen
worry.
now? No.
It's taking a moment for me.
We can see, ma'am. It's not
You see now?
visible.
I do not see your screen yet, Hedia.
No.
I think it's loading now. Ah, we see your
Yes.
screen. Perfect.
It's my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, so hello everyone.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Ada and Al teacher from Bangladesh, from Tunisia, from other countries. Today we will work with Buncee as a good application. I love it. In fact, I will success to join my account. Yes. It's visible?
Yes, Lydia.
Yes, yeah, you are here. It's visible?
Yes, Lydia. Yes.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, dear Jezia.
And me too, Hedja. Good luck.
Thanks a lot. So this is my account. Yes, thanks for that. I'm here now. Yes, this is my account. First, this is my profile. To have a profile, you have a view and reward. Reward that's are what we will have as budget when you create one Buncee, two Buncee, 100 Buncee, and other. I will show my. This is my profile. Clear? You see, Salam?
Yeah, ma'am. I can see you clearly. It's okay.
Thanks.
Ma'am, you can see.
Now I will start by bounces. So first I will show you badges. This is an idea about what I'm success to create. This is activities, Buncee created, Buncee board, login, comment and reaction, badges. This is a daily strict and weekly strict. I reward many badges. I will show you badges to encourage you to work hard. Every time you have a new work, you will have a new badge. So first badge, when you create 10 Buncee, when you create record alarm, then you see many badges. I success to have many badges, many animation too, for 8 days in a row, 7 days, 6 days, create 10 days a row. And you can share your badges with Buncee, with Buncee Facebook, with friends, with like this, created 200. Yes, I will show you what you can share your success with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Classroom, with other. So this is idea about badges. I close badges today with a new badges. I will give you idea. The badge that the animation that I have today, and this is Buncee legend created by Hedi Riehi. Now we will start create bounces.
Yeah.
If you want, I will discover with you all title classes. This is how to create classes. We will see this in the second session. I've success to have many classroom with my students. You see, code help a student to join classroom. Then we have to start bounces. After a moment, we have borders. What's borders? It's bounces regrouped, joined in a subject like this Buncee board. I will share with you. A moment. I success to have many Buncee boards. It takes time to show you, to give you idea about Buncee boards. In this Buncee board, I have shared 3 Buncee. One about first session with my dear friend from Morocco, Raja Ramadan. The second is the first is about today. The second is about the work with Raja. It's a session presented to association in Morocco, and 200 of teachers has been with us, and we success to help them to have an account, to create Buncee, to create a classroom with Buncee, to join students. You will see now the Buncee of today. I have created this Buncee today about our session. This is the affiche of our session. Beautiful Ada and it's Hadia. Buncee Bus is here today in Bangladesh, and I choose a video about Bangladesh. It's a salutation to for all presenter today. This is they choose the video.
Hi, Hadia. I think we don't see your screen. We're still on the boards tab.
Yes. Here. No pataj.
Why?
It's not moving, ma'am.
And now there's no chair?
Only everything.
You are here.
Please mute the microphone, please.
And now?
This is only the song.
Please.
Yes.
Now there's a chair of
Now, Hadia, now. What is the song?
Check it. Salam sir.
Yes.
Check it.
Honorable host, please check it.
Hello. Please mute.
Salam sir. Moving forward. Please. Let me announce.
You see my screen, Jessia?
I can see your screen, but we can't find the video that is sharing with us.
Mute. This fire. Please mute your mic. Please.
So I will change. Yes. We can start to create a new Buncee.
Salam sir.
Okay, ma'am, continue.
Hadia, you must unmute. I think you're muted now.
Let you
Thank you, ma'am.
continue.
Please continue, please.
Hedia, are you here? I think your audio is muted, so we cannot hear you.
Okay, ma'am, please audible. Continue.
Feeble.
Dear ma'am.
Hedia, we can't hear you. You have to unmute.
Assalamu alaikum. Can I speak anything? Hello? I want to say something.
Ma'am, please, I think you can talk with us. If you have a question, I think you can ask the question after the session. Otherwise, if you have important issue, you can talk with us within a short time. Okay, ma'am?
Okay. I could not understand Buncee.
This is Buncee is a web-based learning platform. This is a tools, education learning tools. There are the official presenter with us.
Just example.
Yeah, ma'am. Our honorable guest will share with us what is Buncee, because you know that there are many tools that we can use in our classroom. They will share with us. Thus, we have started our session. I think we will be able to learn.
So thank you. Okay,
ma'am. Ida ma'am, you can talk with Hadia ma'am, please.
Yep. Hedia, I think we cannot hear you. You have to unmute.
সালাম স্যার কে আনমিউট করে দেন, পাচ্ছেন না মনে হয়।
Okay, I will unmute all. That's good.
Perhaps she changed the computer. Perhaps he changed the computer.
She is.
Please, Ida ma'am, you can continue. Ma'am cannot continue.
Ida ma'am, if you allow me, shall I?
Sure. So I could continue. Hedia, are you having tech issues?
Please continue. Mr. Salam sir, you can mute all participants and participant only can speak.
Yep. So Hedia, I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen. So give me 1 second. It seems that we're not able to hear you. So I think you should see my screen now. Can you clarify?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so like we mentioned in the beginning of the session, so Buncee is a content creation tool. So it's a content creation tool, but there's a lot of different features that you could take advantage of as well. So that being said, what I'm going to do right now is actually just show you how to create a Buncee and show you how easy it is. So like I mentioned, there's 3 different tabs for you to focus in on, but for the sake of this session, we're going to focus first on the Buncees tab, just so that you know how to get started when you leave this session. And so when you go to the Buncees tab, you'll see that there's a create new Buncee button. So it's very easy and straightforward for you to get started. In addition to that, there's also a button on the right-hand side that says create over here, where you could also create a Buncee. So I'm going to go ahead and press the create a new Buncee. I'm going to minimize Teams here. And so when you press create a new Buncee, what you're going to see is all of the different templates that you have available to you to start getting started with your Buncee. So this is our templates library. So you'll notice that there's different examples for you to see and get inspiration from so that you can actually implement Buncee in your own classroom. And so you'll see that there's can-do journals, there's 2021 goals, and you'll be able to scroll right through, or on the left-hand side, actually see different templates of content that you can also bring to your classroom. So there's over 25 plus different categories, thousands of templates for you to pick from. So there's language learning, the library, physical education, different ideas for worksheets, greeting cards, etc. So a lot of different templates that you could take advantage of and preview to decide if you want to be able to use Buncee for your classroom. But let's say that you are, you know what you want to do, and then you don't actually have to use a template for it. So what we're going to do is close out this templates library and start from scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And so when you close it out, what it's going to do is actually bring you to the creation canvas of Buncee. So you'll see over here that it's very simple, straightforward for you to get started. First of all, if you want to be able to revisit the templates and you don't know what to do again, you could totally press the select a new template. But for our sake, again, we're not going to start with a template. So first things first, before we actually start creating our Buncee, what you'll notice on the top is that you have the ability to resize your canvas. So you could choose, the default Buncee presentation size. You could choose a square, a banner, a letter. A lot of people are using Buncee also for Wakelet covers. So you'll be able to also pick the Wakelet dimension that you want and download that as well. But for the sake of this presentation, what we're going to do is keep to the presentation size. So first things first, let's go ahead and start adding different media options to our Buncee. So in the middle option, you'll see a big button tells you exactly what to do, which is why it's very easy for your kids to get started. So you could press click here to change a background. When you do so, what you'll notice is that it's going to pull up thousands of different images that you could pick from to be able to start designing your own Buncee. So you could scroll right through, you could search for a keyword. Or on the left-hand side, you'll notice that there's different categories for you to pick from. So you could search the web for an image, you could change the colors, you could upload files like images from your backgrounds, or you could pick from any of our different categories that we have available to you. So a lot of different categories for you to pick from. Again, what you'll notice is that because not everyone, of course, one, either knows English, or two, because our kids also don't have the strongest vocabulary yet. Every category has a picture associated with it, so it's very easy for your kids to understand. So what I'm going to do is pick a background from the About Me category. So you'll see, this is an example of just different backgrounds, awesome designs that you could take advantage of. So if you scroll right through, you'll be able to see different ideas of inspiration for you to pick from. I'm going to select one. And you'll notice that I could select a background that I'd like to be able to use, and then I'm going to select it and drag it right into my screen. And so it's very simple for you to actually create something visually engaging and fun for your kids. So now that I've added a background, what you'll notice is that you can actually add a lot of different media options as well. So you'll notice that the plus sign is here and also on the right hand side. So what you'll be able to do is press this plus sign, and what it'll do is give you the ability to add all of those different media options that we covered in the beginning of the session. And so these are all of the different things that you can actually add to your Buncee to make it fun and interactive. So I'll go through them very quickly here. So everything in yellow is things that you could create. So you could add text, you could add shapes, you could draw on your Buncee. Everything in red represents the different Buncee graphics that we've provided. So there's 3D images. So this is great, especially if you're teaching science and you want to be able to access things for the anatomy. Then there's the animations, the stickers, the messages, the emojis. In addition to that, in the center, you'll be able to see all of the different web images too. So these are the graphics that are pulled right from the web. So these web images are Creative Commons licensed again, so very safe for you to use. You can also find panoramic images as well as YouTube videos, like I mentioned in the beginning. So all of this content right from Buncee, you do not have to worry about having your students go from a different tab to leave the application to go onto like Google or something to find something that they need. In addition to this, you can also source files from your site. from your device. So you could upload PDFs, you could upload images. You'll be able to upload files into your Buncee. You could also import URLs. You could record your video, take your own photo, and then at the same time, if you want to be able to use your Buncee for an assessment, you can add the free response questions or the multiple choice questions. And last but not least, you could also add a QR code. So if you want to be able to add a QR code to your Buncee and you print it out, if your students, let's say, decide to scan it, they'll be able to access the interactive virtual Buncee that you've created too. So these are all of the different media options you have available to you to start creating your content on Buncee. So I'll show you how easy it is to find a graphic or an image. So right over here, you'll be able to you could type a keyword here, or you could search the different media options for it. So I'm going to go ahead and type a keyword. So all about my country. So I'm from the Philippines, actually. So I'm going to search Philippines. And so what you'll notice is that there's different media that comes up relevant to, the different search words that you're looking for. We could also cite, let's say, Asia, since I'm from Asia, but you could see different graphics all related to the search terms that you're looking for. And then once you do that, you'll be able to see it's Buncee art, but at the same time, you can also find web images. So if I press web image, you'll notice that these are the different images that are pulled from the web, all Creative Commons licensed, so it's safe for your students to access. But you'll notice that there are other images related to the search term that I pulled. So it's great, especially when your students are doing research and you want to make sure that the images are copyright free for them to use. So we'll go ahead. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to grab them. So you could go ahead and pick an image from here, or we could go back to the Buncee art to find them. So since I want to share a little bit about my country, I'm going to just click on different images. There's the farming as well, different things that we can do. So I could select a bunch of different graphics and I could press the add 3, or I could just drag them right into the canvas. So you'll notice that I added all these different media options. I can move them around. I could, resize them too. So I could share a little bit about my country too this way. So it's very easy for you to just add different media into your Buncee. I'm going to remove this because it doesn't make sense in my design, but that's how easy it is for you to add different media to your Buncee. And so when you select your images or the items that you've added to your Buncee, you'll notice on the bottom that there's different options for you to edit this image that you selected. So you could add a link. So let's say that in the Philippines, we have a lot of these different markets, right? So these are the local markets that you could go up on the street. So I want to tell my students, what did they learn about these different markets that they've researched? So when you select it, where you could find these different red circles, you could actually add a link. So you could type google.com for a research link that was related to this. They could also add their own audio to it. So let's say they're doing their research. They learned a little bit about, the wet market that's available on the street, right? So they could record their own audio to tell you about what they've learned about this, market that they visited. So it'll take a little minute for my internet to load it. But once you select it, you'll notice that there's an audio button for you to record your own audio with. So you'll press it. And so you'll see that it's actually already recording the audio by the timer, but I could pretend like I'm a student. So today I learned a little bit more about the wet market that's in the Philippines. I loved to see how different it is, the way that they sell their products in the Philippines versus how they're selling it here in the US. So now I reflect, I could stop my audio. And then what you'll be able to do is actually upload this audio into the media. So we're going to press upload. So what you'll notice is that as a student, I'm able to add my own audio into my Buncee. I could replay it if I'd like. And I could just add it right. So now this audio is attached. So just remember that as we start creating. Other things I'm going to show you just quickly is, let's say that I want to add some more items to this canvas, to this Buncee that I've created. What I could do is go to the plus sign on the right-hand side and add more media to it. Again, this will pull up all of the different options that we can pick from. So I'm going to search YouTube, right? Just to show you how it works. So what you'll notice on the YouTube is these are all of the different channels that we're pulling from, all educational, all very safe, and all supplemental to your lessons or your activities that you're creating on Buncee. So there's Capstone, there's Khan Academy videos, there's NASA, National Geographic. So let's say that we decide to search NASA, and let's say that we say space, right? We'll be able to find all the different videos that relate to the search term that are pulled directly from NASA. So it's amazing because every, substantive important resource is actually here for your students to access as well as for yourselves. Again, all educationally safe. So you'll be able to add all of this information directly. So I'm just going to randomly add all. Of course, it's not about the Philippines, but you'll see you could select and you could drag it right into your canvas. And so this is how you add different videos right from YouTube into your Buncee. Some other media options that you can do, we'll just add a few more, is press the plus sign again. It'll pull up all of the different images again. And then you could also add 3D images. We'll quickly go through. And you'll notice that there's 3D images that you could pull from. So you could search the different categories as you're creating your graphics. So there's anatomy. So if you're a science educator or STEM educator, you'll be able to find these as well. So let's say I decide to add this because, I'm from the Philippines and the Philippines is my heart. So I'm actually going to add this heart graphic to it. So I'm going to select it again, very easy, just drag it right in. And then I'm going to just move it around and I could rotate it. So again, this is a 3D image. Of course, you notice that it's not moving. And that's because we're still editing our Buncee. So it'll be able to move later. So other things, this is just how simple it is literally for you to be able to add media to create your Buncee. And, while this is, different graphics, it shows you how simple it is to just create interactive content. So that being said, just because we're a little short on time, I'm just going to call this Buncee for right now. And so we're going to add a title to our Buncee. I've added a few different graphics just to show you how easy it is to create your content. But what you can do is go press preview. And when you press preview, what this will do is show you what you've just created or what we just created together. So what you'll notice here is that this is the audio that I attached to this. So if my students, reflected on something that they've learned about, they could add audio. You could play it. And then at the same time, you'll notice that I embedded that video right from YouTube right into my Buncee, so I could play that right over here. So it's pretty cool. So everything is really in one place. Again, remember, we also added a resource link for this image that we did research on. So we added a link. If you click on it, it will actually bring you to the Google page like I shared earlier. In addition to that, remember, we also added this 3D heart. So depending on how I size this or so, you can actually rotate it around. So your students can have this awesome interactive content that they can access and view when they're at home or at school with you. So this is how easy it is to create a Buncee. I did that really fast, but honestly, it's very simple. As usual. So this is what you can do to create your Buncee. And then just other things is that you could actually share your Buncee directly. I know in the beginning we had some questions about Microsoft Teams. So I'll just quickly show you right from here. So when you press share over here, you'll see a lot of different options for you to share your Buncees with. So you could share it as a code. So you could share the link, you could embed it on your web page. You could also share it with your users, with other Buncee users. So let's say that you want to share this lesson to your students. You can actually share your Buncee with your students so that it shows up into their account. Equally said with your fellow colleagues and teachers. You can also share your lessons with them as well so that it'll also show into their account. You could share it to Buncee boards. This is the collection of Buncees that we spoke about. You could email your Buncees directly from Buncee as well as send it as an RSVP. So a lot of teachers actually use Buncee to create their newsletters and, school announcements, their greeting cards for the holidays. And so they send these Buncees as an email, but at the same time, if they decide to have like a school event, let's say it's a concert or a fundraiser or some sort of party get together, they also use Buncee to create invitations. So that's why there's an RSVP. Other things is that just highlighting the Microsoft Teams, you could actually share your Buncees directly to Microsoft Teams. When you do this, all this will do is that if you decide to share your Buncee as, like a message or as an assignment, you could post it directly from Buncee into Microsoft Teams without having to open up Teams. So you'll be able to do that here as well as Google Classroom. And then last but not least, of course, you can download your Buncees. So you'll be able to download it as a PDF or as an image as well. So a lot of different options as you get started with creating your Buncee and also wanting to share it out. So that's how quickly you could create a Buncee as well as share your Buncee out. But I'm just going to show last few things before checking back in here. But in any case, so I'm heading back to my dashboard. You'll notice that this is the Buncee that we just created together. But let's say now that, you know, you're looking for more inspiration, right? You're not just looking at the templates. You want more inspiration from the community. What I encourage you to do is go to this button called Ideas Lab. So that is located on the top right-hand side of your screen. And when you click on the Ideas Lab, what that's going to do is, again, show you all of those classroom-ready, teacher-tested templates that ways of how other educators, as you'll notice, this one is from Michael Drezick, ways other educators in the community are actually using Buncee to bring it into their classroom to really just make it more fun and engaging. So they add a little description for the activity that they're doing. You'll be able to click on it. So I thought this was a great example. So this one is like an example where you'll be able to preview it. You'll be able to see, hey, what does this idea really look like? And so this person actually used Buncee to create like a breakout room for their kids where they had to solve a mystery. So you'll be able to learn a little bit about it. You could read what the idea behind this activity was. And then again, like I said, preview it and view it in a bigger form, or you could bookmark it. So if you want to re-reference it, you could do that too. So in addition to that, what you'll notice is that some of these already have a template associated with it. So let's say that you're starting your school year and you want to be able to get to know your kids. I come across this sort of about me Buncee. I could take a look at it again, learn a little bit more about it, preview it, see if I want to be able to use it. But I could also use this as a template. So when it says create this, you'll actually be able to copy this idea and then have the ability to edit it and share it with your students as you'd like to. So it's very easy for you to get started as a teacher. You do not have to start from scratch when you use Buncee. You have inspiration from literally around the world of how other people are bringing it into their classroom. And so you'll be able to press create this and get started with the template for this activity itself. So it's very great for you to be able to visit Ideas Lab, as this is a powerful way for you to be able to draw that inspiration of other ways that you could bring that creative inspiration and innovation to your students. So you'll be able to scroll through. Other ways is that you can obviously search on the top side, or you could search by looking at the different categories of topics as well as grade levels. And so that's how quickly you could get started with Buncee. I know that was a very, very fast summary here, but I don't know if Hedia is back here.
Yeah, ma'am. Edha, ma'am, she's back. She's back, and I think she can try the second time after your presentation. Just she can try again because she's waiting for a long time. Ma'am, please.
Sorry.
Okay, then it's okay. I think, ma'am, Hadia, ma'am, please, you can share your screen, please. Edha, ma'am, sorry to disturb you. Please wait.
No, don't worry. I'm glad that Hadia's technology is back.
Yes. You see my screen?
Yeah, ma'am. It's okay.
Yes. I will create hello for next time. Problem of connection. So I will create with you a new Buncee. To create a new Buncee, we must choose background. You can choose background. We have many themes. You can choose color or what is new added in this application. Buncee challenge, about me, animals, books, many choose on we can choose what we want with the student. Yes, you see?
Mr. Abdul Salam, sir.
Yes, Hedia. Yes, Hedia.
Yes, this is new added. So we choose for one page or all page, can choose this. But we can choose from your ordinator, your choice. You can choose from web upload. You can choose from your photos like this. I will change this photo. Yes. Upload là. Or color, from color. Can choose this color. For this page, you see it changed. Then I will choose item. I will choose animation. What I want to add in my Buncee. There's many ideas that I can choose about. If I will work about any subject, I can choose one or two or three animation. I can add them. Then I can choose where I will place them. I can move it all my choose. You can move it this. You can add text. So we can read, add a text. Welcome. We can change the color of, we have see text color. We can change the color of the text. Have agreed just to change as you want. Then you can change in a character gray. You can put it in middle. Can change. You can have a copy of this. You can change the size of the title. You see, we can change the font. You see, I can choose many characters. Then I will change the place. I will add uploads. From I choose from my image. I can choose a photo from today or 2, 3 photos. I can add them. This is the first photo. I can choose the size of the photo. I can add audio. Jazia, there is the screen.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, thanks.
Yes.
So we will try. Hello, everyone. Alors, we can have, yes, hello in our session from Bangladesh. Thanks for all teacher to be with us. Thanks a lot.
So, thank you so much. I have a question for
Nazmul sir, please write. Nazmul
We
sir,
can
please write.
add this.
Please write, Nazmul sir. Session are not closed. Madam is decoding for this
We can
Buncee.
add, and you can try then. We can add, we can duplicate, and second, we can have a copy. We can add a link. We can change this choose. We can add a video from YouTube. So I will choose from Tunisia a video to tell you hello, Tunisia. We will choose one of, this is a good document to present Tunisia.
Very good, very nice.
Yes, I invite everyone to be in Tunisia. Why not? Welcome, everyone. So it's an example to show to clients. This is the video about Tunisia. So I add a text. We can add a video. We can add animation. We can add the photo. We can add bouncy message. Freelance, par exemple, creative beginning. I must repeat that I'm not an English teacher. I'm a French teacher, and try to help you to understand my presentation. So if there's a mistake, don't care. Huh? Remember that as a French teacher, I'm trying to present many ideas about Buncee. So you see, we can add this. Hello for everyone. We can add animation about Buncee and Wacklet because they are working together. I will choose animation about Buncee and Wacklet. They are collaborate, and we collaborate with both Buncee and Wacklet application. We can fly with both Buncee and Wacklet to success with our students in our classroom. So with Buncee will better. You see, there's many animation to fly together. Collaboration with Buncee and Wacklet. Friendly, we are friendly today. Ada from America, Hedia from Tunisia, and Selim from Bangladesh. We are together to present a new, a good application for all teacher with us today. we can drawing. So I will. I love everyone. We can add web image. You see what you want about, for example, Bangladesh. Jazia, there is no problem.
Yes, no problem. Huh?
Thanks. We can choose that. Why not? Beauty girl from Bangladesh. We can add this. Why not? Choose for animation. But you will see there's many choose in this Buncee. So I will add another page. A. Then I will change background with other choice. We have many choice about background flowers. I will choose flowers to present this page. You see, this is the second page. I will return to the first page. I will have a duplicate page. The same page will be duplicate. So I will change the first because I'm adding many choose. I can delete this photo. I can delete this one too. What else? What else? This photo too. Don't care, we will find them in the second page. So this is the second page. And now I will delete those page, those photo, please. And I will share those photo about Bangladesh. We can add a text. This photo will be replaced by another choice. You see now how we can move photo, change photo, add a text, change background. Of course, welcome in Bangladesh. And I will not change the video about Tunisia because today we collaborate between Bangladesh and Tunisia. So why not? I don't change this photo. You see, I can change animation. You have a good chance to change animation. If you want to delete it, this is how to delete a photo. So what I can add here, we can add with the student, we can add multiple choice question. If there is a work about Tunisia or about Bangladesh, about Buncee, why not? We can delete it if we haven't to use. We can add image. We can import and record video. So I will record a video now. So, hello everyone. In this new session about Buncee, proud to meet you. Welcome everyone from Bangladesh, from Tunisia, from all the country. Thanks for that, for your presence with us. I will add this. Salam, you see?
Yes, yes, ma'am. It's visible. Okay.
Yes. I want to show you a must about Buncee, so you can use it immediately after this session. If I'm I'm finishing my Buncee, I must add a title. So we will part about collaboration. Collaboration about Bangladesh and Tunisian teacher in this memorable day. Then I will preview, say what I'm doing, if I will share my work or I will change anything in my work. You see, this is the work. You see, there's 3 pages. If I want to change, this is allow, I can change it. We have 3 pages, 2nd page, and 3rd page. We can use autoplay, and it will be so. Then I'm yes, flower for our teacher today for Ada 2, Ada. So I can share my work with codes. This is first code. I can have a copy and I can give it for teacher, for friends, for students. I can share with Buncee user from my classroom. I will choose a session, this, for example, clubs, and I will choose students, one or all students, and I will share with them my work. I can share with board. We can have the code and we share this Buncee, or I can share with email, send email. With my students, I can choose all students, and I can share my work with students. Message. Hello.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I can send them the Buncee. I can share with social media, with Facebook, with Twitter, Google Classroom. I can share with Teams too. I will share this now in Facebook. So your Buncee will be shared. Alors, voilà. It will be shared in my Facebook page. I can share with Twitter too. And we can invite friends to see our work. and to share our work. This is Twitter. What else? Yeah. So you see that there's many idea to present in our Buncee. It's a good application for working with students, with teacher, with friends, with family, because you can have many Buncee about what you want to celebrate. We want to celebrate, for example, a birthday, or you want to celebrate the New Year. You can choose a subject and you can create Buncee as you said boards. So how I can share my Buncee in a board? I will share the Buncee created today in this Buncee new Buncee session. It's for today. I will add a new Buncee, choose the Buncee, and this is my choose, and I will add it. So you see this new Buncee. We can share this Buncee session with the code, with France, with this is the code. You can join this Buncee board. All the teacher here today, we can you can have the code and you can join this collection. You can add a copy. We can share with the students. I choose this classroom. I select all students. I will share with them this Buncee board. You have a code. You can share with your student, your friends, in Buncee ambassador and Buncee educator, and other teacher can add their Buncee about the same session. You can choose many sessions about what do you want to work. This is the first session that the first Buncee that I present today, especially for you. Shadia, I spoke English because all teachers are have a problem with language. So, especially today, I'm not a French, an English teacher, but I explain in English for Bangladesh teacher in first, and we will have another session in 2 days in Arab with Tunisian association. We will present Buncee in Arabic, so we can be welcome as other teacher.
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. We can hear you.
This Buncee, we can add a comment.
هي الصفحة واقفة راهي ما ثماش بارتاج. ما ثماش تحرك. Oui.
D'accord. Ok, je reviens. Il fallait me le dire. This is our create Buncee. We have shared Buncee with the board. I show you a classroom because I've created a classroom. If you have a question, I will be here to answer to your question.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Tried a lot.
Rahim ma'am. Some of our participant has raised his I
Salam. I will show you if I want to search the Buncee. For example, BZ. Because I have created many Buncee, I want actually a Buncee about BZ. So you see, I'll Buncee about BZ. You are seeing?
Yes, ma'am.
I can choose this Buncee about BZ.
Yes. Please, participant, please mute your microphone. Hello. That's
Yes.
right. Ma'am, please wait. I am mute.
I'm
I will
waiting
mute
for.
all. Okay. Okay.
I'm Mahmoud.
Just unmute your.
I'm Mahmoud. I raised my hand. Yeah, I am from Chittagong, Bangladesh. Miss Hadia,
Okay.
I enjoyed your I enjoyed your bouncy session very much. As far as I got the theme you shared with me, I got some lesson like it is complementary or advanced level of PowerPoint presentation. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hadia ma'am, please unmute your microphone. Hadia Rahim ma'am, please unmute your microphone.
Hadia Rahim ma'am, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Hadia Rahim ma'am?
What's the question?
Okay,
There is
Mr. Atikur Rahman.
There is echo in your microphone.
Yes, sir. Please mute your microphone. Mr. Atikur Rahman, sir, you have raised your hand.
I have not completed. I have not completed my question yet. Salam, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. My another question. Is it implemented or implemented in your country like we use in Bangladesh the Shikak Batayan? This is a bigger platform in digital level. You use it in your country this bounce in this level, or is it in introductory level?
Hello.
Hadia ma'am,
please,
can you hear me?
Please, Samsul Alam sir, please unmute. Not sound here.
Hello. Hadia Rahim ma'am, please unmute your microphone. Some of our participants ask you a question. She wants to know. Hello. And Jazia Abidi ma'am, I think Jazia Abidi ma'am, I think you can also unmute your microphone because you are also expert in Buncee. Jazia Abidi ma'am, you can also unmute your microphone, and Hadia Rahim ma'am, she will also unmute your microphone. Our honorable guest from USA, she has left the session because she has a virtual meeting about the Buncee. So she said to me she is very sorry, and she will be join our next session.
Okay.
Because this is the first time in Bangladesh, and you have asked the question, ma'am can't unmute herself. So another teacher raised her hand, Mr. Atikur Rahman, Shamsul Alam, and
First,
Rukhsana
Mr.
Begum.
Rahman, please mute your microphone, and our session will finish at 9 p.m.
Thank you so much. I want to say that it was an wonderful session, and Buncee, I think it's the most powerful app, I think, for the education. And Buncee is the creation and presentation tools for students and educators to create interactive classroom and educators to create interactive classroom and educators to create interactive classroom and educators to create.
Is there echo, making echo? Please took the
Yeah,
another device.
internet unstable.
Okay, ma'am is visible with us. So, Ruxana Begum,
ma'am.
You can ask your question, Ruxana Begum.
To me to present a good application for friends and brother in Bangladesh country. I hope that you have understand many things about. Ada has explained this application, and I have trained you to create Buncee. I hope that you will success to create, and I will here to help everyone in this work.
Thank you, ma'am. And
thank you, Hadia. Thank you, Hadia. Thank you, Hadia. Very much.
اضطررت لمجهود كبير للترجمة باللغة الإنجليزية باعتبار أني بالأساس شادي أعتذر بالأساس أستاذ فرنسية، ولكن لعيون أبناء بنغلاديش اضطررت للترجمة، وأرجو أن أكون قد وفقت في هذه الترجمة لأنه لم يكن بالأمر الهين، ومنذ 25 سنة لم أراجع دروسي في الإنجليزية، وأرجو أن أكون قد وفقت.
أبدعت يا هادية. برافو.
شكرا لك مدام هادية، يعطيك الصحة. ما شاء الله عليك يا هادية.
ما شاء الله عليك. شكرا.
أنا
You have done very well, Mom هادية.
Thank you, ma'am.
شكرا هادية، فهمتك على الأقل.
شكرا جزيلا أستاذة جازية.
I am Lina in Palestine, Lina Khalifa in Palestine. Hadia, it's a very beautiful trainer. Hadia, it's my friends. أنا مش عارفة إيش كلمة، أنا أعتبرها طبعا friends. نحن بفلسطين ندعمها ونحبها. هادية ترجمي إذا عارفة ترجمي. Thank you forever.
Yes, Lina is my sister from Palestine. We collaborate in working together about helping teachers have a train to success our online with students. Thanks a lot, Lina. Sister Lina, I love you. Well, you are honors. I love you.
Thank you, my lovely Hadia.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. You see, about working online gave us a chance to know good friends in the world. I'm proud of this COVID-19 because it gave me the chance to discover many friends in the world. As today, welcome everyone. I'm proud to be with you, and nice to meet everyone today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
Lovely, Jazia.
Thank you, Hadia, Mom, for this amazing session. We are proud of you from Tunisia.
Thanks a lot.
شكرا وتقدير لكم من مصر.
شكرا جزيلا. خيرا.
شكرا للجميع من تونس. شكرا هادية، شكرا جازية،
عبد السلام.
شكرا للجميع.
شكرا هادية من ليبيا. شكرا يا هادية.
We can quit.
Shukran. Shukran,
دي
ma'am.
معكم
There are
بنوصل
also
من
our
فلسطين من كل الدول العربية من بنغلاديش.
Understand Arabic.
Yeah. Shukran.
Fazil.
Good evening for everyone from Tunisia.
Fazil Osman, ma'am, from Malaysia. Fazil Osman, ma'am, from Malaysia. I think you can unmute your microphone. Fazil Osman, ma'am.
Okay, hi.
Say something about.
Okay, thank you so much
Hi,
for the tutorial about Buncee. Okay, after this, I think I'm going to try to get involved with Buncee. Is that the correct pronunciation? Buncee, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Buncee. Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
As we are use Microsoft
Thank you so much.
Teams.
Lisi ma'am. Lisi ma'am.
Lisa, I'm from Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the sharing. Yeah, it is quite nice. Yeah, maybe we can try to use it into our classroom, and maybe our children will like it. Yeah, thank you for the sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rukhsana ma'am, please introduce.
Thank you so much.
Very much from Bangladesh.
I have a question, but I think now is the end time of our session. So I want to thank our respected ma'am, Adia and Ada ma'am, who are giving us a very nice session about Buncee. I have known about Buncee first time, and it's really very amazing, and I like it very much, and I think our students should like it very much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aisha Said.
Aisha
Said, ma'am.
My student love Buncee. Perhaps in the second session, I will show you creation by my student about many subjects, about many ideas that are able now to create many bounce in the same day. So encourage your students to have this experience. It will be a good experience.
Waiting till then, it will be very much interesting session. It will be, I think.
Mr. Ashraful Alam, sir. Ashraful Alam, Assistant Education
If
Officer.
there's a question, I'm every time here. I can help everyone. I can share with you my knowledge about Buncee, about Wakelet, about other application with Ina, with Kezia, Hiba, with all teachers from Tunisia. We are here to help everyone. So you can contact us to have many webinar about Wakelet or other, about Buncee, about work with student in Buncee session. Thanks for everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Everyone will receive
Everybody,
his certificate of today.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thanks.
Okay.
Special thanks our honorable guest speakers, and many thanks our team members.
شكرا سالم على الضيافة. شكرا إيدا لإنقاذي بالعائق الإنترنت. Thanks a lot, Ada. Thanks a lot, Salem. Thanks for group Bangladesh Microsoft. It's a pleasure to me to be with you.
Thank you, ma'am.
أبدحت العزيز يا أبدحت.
شكرا.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Nazmul sir, ma'am.
نعد سالم one second please. نعد ضيوفنا الكرام الحاضرين اليوم بحصة جيدة إن شاء الله يوم الخميس على الساعة 7 في تونس، وستكون حصة باللغة العربية بالتعاون مع سفيرات باونسي في تونس، هادية رياحي، جازي العبيدي، وهيبة بن عمر. وإن شاء الله ستكون حصة رائعة لمن أعغته اللغة. مرحبا بكم يوم الخميس.
وبوجود إيدا
إيدا طبعا من جديد.
نعم، نرجو مدنا بالرابط سيدة هيك.
أكيد
إن شاء الله سيقع تقاسم الرابط على الفيسبوك، على تويتر، على جميع الصفحات الخاصة بباونسي. حللتم أهلا، نزلتم سهلا، مرحبا بالجميع. ولكل مجموعة بنغلاديش عليكم الالتحاق بنا يوم الخميس أيضا.
ولكم جديد مرحبا، شكرا. طيب
عزيزة هادية اليوم ما فيش كود يا هادية. عزيزة هادية
سالم, I will ask there is no code today for one mouth fee. So if you have a code, you can share that code with us in the screen. Good, you have a free mouth. You have. Thanks, Ada. Thank you.
Okay. Ma'am, please unmute your microphone. Hadia, ma'am, unmute your microphone. And thanks our honorable guest and participant. We will arrange more 2 sessions about Buncee. This session will be organized by Microsoft Team Bangladesh and Emerging Teachers Team Bangladesh. Hopefully you will be joined with us and you will share with us how can we improve our skills by using Buncee in our classroom. So this is the first time, so we are not clear in Buncee, but we should practice. We should practice ourselves. Then we will be able to use it in our classroom. And we will invite you. We will invite you our next webinar that will be held at the last week in this month, January. I will invite you and others, inshallah, so that you will be joined with us and you will be shared with us. Okay, I think we can practice for 1 week. Then we have a many question. We will arrange the question and we will ask you the question. Okay, because this is the first time. We are not clear. Okay.
Okay.
So, thank you, our honorable guest and honorable participant.
Okay.
There are two.
Thank you.
We shall try it.
Thank you so much.
And then join the
thank
next
you so
session.
much. Thanks again. Okay.
Okay.
Allah Hafiz.
Mr. Salam sir, you can get together mode.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You can take some picture.
Our participant can open your camera so that we can talk.
Assalamualaikum and thank you all.
Walaikum assalam. Please open your camera.
Everybody open your camera. Same time, take picture, some picture. Together mode, all together mode. Anyone not pin, all together mode.
Mr. Nasir sir, we are in together mode. It's okay. Right? I want to unpin ma'am. Then we will. Okay. Please open your camera. Dear participant, please open your camera. Sir, please took some pic.
Then we can post in my Facebook because we can learn many things from Buncee. Buncee is a new software. First, in Bangladesh, first we can start at session Buncee. We are very happy to our Eda ma'am. She is the main office. He work is about Buncee, and our other ma'am from Tunisia. She also make this session very enjoyable. Thank you so much, everybody, and all those participants were very 2 hours. They are present in this meeting. We are very happy. Next time we can connect with you, and we are know about our 2 session because we cannot clear about Buncee. Our guest Eda ma'am, she will very busy. She also join other session. Thank you so much, everybody. Mr. Salam sir, you can take some I can take some picture, and other teacher take some picture, and then we can finish our session. Today's session finish, and next time we can arrange 2 seminar this about Buncee and many any new idea we can share with all the teacher in Bangladesh and other countries. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Nazmul sir. We have on page Emerging Teachers Team Bangladesh and others Messenger group and Microsoft Team Bangladesh Facebook group and Messenger group. I think we will be able to learn the update about our virtual webinar because we have already completed 20 plus webinar in this COVID-19 situation. Inshallah, we will be able to arrange more 20 plus webinar about the Buncee, Wakelet, Flipgrid, Kahoot, Microsoft Teams, etc. So you are invited to join with us. Inshallah, we will be success and we will be learned about the application that we can use in our classroom to improve our skill for 21st century. So thank you so much. Thank you all participants. Thank you our group members. Thank you our team members. Thank you our honorable guest. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much and Allah Hafiz to all. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Shukran, shukran.
Wa alaikum assalam.
هدية